Hello everyone and welcome to Power Rangers Stories. Here I bring you the untold and what could have been stories. So sit back, relax and get ready to listen to some more phenomenal adventures. Also don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell to get notifications on the latest videos. And may the power protect you. Izuku Yagi, the Green Ranger. Chapter 2, Training. After that Izuku teleported back to Japan. The Rangers gave him a watch that allows him to contact Zordon and the others, as well as teleport to and from the command center. When he got home his parents didn't notice, since they haven't paid attention to him in over a decade. He went upstairs to his room to do more research on the Power Rangers. He knew there were other Power Rangers teams in America, so he decided to learn more about them. After a bit of research he decided to go downstairs to the kitchen to get something to eat, but then he heard talking in the living room. He peeked in to see his dad talking to Azumi, Katsuki, Katsumi, Shoto, and Shoka. "Alright, now I've called the five of you here for a reason," said All Might. "Well, what is it, Dad?" asked Azumi. "Well, you see, my quirk wasn't always mine. It's called One for All. It was given to me by your grandma Nana, Azumi. But I'd like to split it and give it to you five, since you already all have incredibly powerful quirks," said All Might. "But Dad, why not give it to Izuku? He doesn't have a quirk, why not give him one?" asked Azumi. "That quirkless brat? Please. We're already planning to disown him once he turns 18, said All Might. Izuku gritted his teeth and went back up to his room. "That son of a bitch," he said in his head. The next day Izuku teleported to the command center in America. When he got there Tommy and the others were already there waiting for him. "Alright Izuku, we're gonna be going to the town near here. It's called Angel Grove," said Tommy. "Alright. Are we gonna train there or something?" asked Izuku. "Yep. Come on, let's go," said Tommy. When they got there they entered a place called the Angel Grove Youth Center. When they got inside Izuku saw tons of people doing karate, yoga, and all sorts of exercises. "Wow. This place will be great for training," said Izuku. "That's right. This is where me and the other Rangers would train all the time when we were your age," said Tommy. "Really?" asked Izuku. "Yep. Now let's get to work," said Tommy. After that Tommy had Izuku do some exercises, and then he taught Izuku a few karate moves. After that, they sat at the juice bar to get some drinks to refresh themselves. "So I've been meaning to ask you, what's the deal with all the other Power Rangers teams in America?" asked Izuku. "What do you mean?" asked Tommy. "Well, there are other Power Rangers teams out there in America. There's the Time Force Rangers in that town Silver Hills, there's the Lightspeed Rescue Rangers in that town Mariner Bay. There's the Dino Thunder Rangers in that town Reefside. There's the Beast Morpher Rangers in that town Coral Harbor. There's the Mystic Force Rangers, the Ninja Storm Rangers, the Wild Force Rangers, the Samurai Rangers, the Mega Force Rangers, the Operation Overdrive Rangers, the Jungle Fury Rangers, the Ninja Steel Rangers, and there was also the Zeo Rangers, the Turbo Rangers, and the Space Rangers who are also here in Angel Grove." "What's the deal with all of them?" asked Izuku. "Some of those teams were created by Zordon, some were created by some other mythical origin, and some were formed by normal humans who also managed to harness the power of the morphing grid," explained Tommy. "The morphing grid?" asked Izuku. "The morphing grid is this multiversal energy field for all Power Rangers that allows them to morph through and turn into Power Rangers," Tommy explained. "Multiversal? You mean there's a multiverse?" said Izuku in disbelief. "That's right, it's how we all morph. It's how I'm able to morph into all the Rangers I've been," said Tommy. "All the Rangers you've been? You mean you weren't just the Green Ranger?" asked Izuku. "That's right. Believe it or not, I wasn't just the Mighty Morphin Green Ranger, I was also the Mighty Morphin White Ranger. Then for a short period of time I was the White Ninjetti Ranger, then I was the Red Zeo Ranger, then the first Red Turbo Ranger, and later on I was the Black Dino Thunder Ranger," said Tommy. Izuku's eyes widened. "Really?" he said.
Yeah,
There was once a time when I lost my Green Ranger powers, but then Zordon gave me the powers of the White Ranger. Later on, me, Kimberly, Billy, and the 3 other Mighty Morphin Power Rangers at that time lost our powers. So we went to see someone named Ninjor, and he gave us the powers of the Ninjetti Rangers, but we got our normal Ranger powers back not long afterwards. Later on, when the Machine Empire came, me and 4 new teenagers became the Power Rangers Zeo. I was the Red Ranger of that team. Then for a brief period of time I was the Red Turbo Ranger when we were fighting an evil space pirate named Divatox. And years later I was mentoring the Dino Thunder Rangers, and then I became one myself when I was given access to the Black Dino Gem, explained Tommy. Can you still turn into those Rangers? Asked Izuku. I sure can. With this, said Tommy as he pulled out a special morpher of some sort. What's that? Asked Izuku. It's called a Master Morpher. It allows me to morph into any Ranger I've been before, minus the Ninjetti Ranger since that doesn't really count as one. But pretty soon I won't be able to morph into the Green Ranger since that will be your power, but I'll still have the other 4, explained Tommy. Wow. Does that mean you could? And then Izuku went on one of his mumbling charades. Izuku, are you okay? Asked Tommy in concern. What? Oh, sorry, it's a habit I have, said Izuku. Oh. Yeah. Zordon said you have a mumbling habit, said Tommy. Hey, will I ever get a Master Morpher? Asked Izuku. Maybe when you're older, and if you ever become more than just the Green Ranger, said Tommy as he put his Master Morpher away. Hey, how did you become a Power Ranger in the first place? If you don't mind me asking, said Izuku. Well, it all started right here at the youth center actually, almost 30 years ago. They were having a martial arts tournament right over there, said Tommy pointing to a mat where 2 people were sparring. As for me, I was the new kid in town. I had just moved to Angel Grove. I wasn't much older than you are right now, Izuku. I was up against Jason in the final match. It ended up being a tie. But little did I know, Rita Repulsa was watching the fight from her moon palace with this telescope she had that let her see anywhere on Earth. She saw how I was able to almost beat Jason, so she thought I'd be perfect to become her evil Green Ranger, said Tommy. Izuku's eyes widened. Wait. I remember when you made your debut you were actually against the Power Rangers. But they told the public that you were under the control of a villain, said Izuku. That's right, the villain was Rita Repulsa. The next day was when I first talked to Kimberly. I was at school and I saw these 2 punks named Bulk and Skull hitting on her, but she wasn't interested, so I scared them both off with some karate moves. After that, Kimberly asked me if she wanted to hang out with her and a few others here at the youth center after school. I said sure. After school I was gonna go meet them here, but when I decided to take a shortcut through an alleyway I was ambushed by putties, said Tommy. Oh. Yeah. Putties are the henchmen you and the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers fought, right? Asked Izuku. Yep. I managed to take the putties down, but then Rita put me under her spell and turned me into her evil Green Ranger. After that I did a lot of things I'm still not proud of, even to this day. I attacked the Rangers, nearly destroyed Zordon and Alpha. And I was a jerk to Kimberly when she asked me why I didn't show up to the youth center, said Tommy with his head down. It wasn't your fault, Tommy. You weren't in control, said Izuku. I know, but still. Anyways, eventually the Rangers managed to free me from Rita's spell and I joined them, since I still had my Green Ranger powers. And then you know what happened from there. We eventually went our own separate ways, and other Power Ranger teams started popping up all over the country. But eventually me and most of the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers got back together, he said. What about the Mighty Morphin Yellow Ranger? She's not with you guys anymore, said Izuku. Tommy sighed. Oh. Trini. She's dead. She died in a car accident a long time ago. We've been looking for a replacement for her for a while now, said Tommy. I'm so sorry, said Izuku. It's fine. We all took her death pretty hard though. Especially Billy, since he and Trini were married, said Tommy. Oh, they were, said Izuku. Yes. They even had a daughter, named Sasha Cranston. She's about the same age as you. Zordon's considering choosing her to be the new Yellow Ranger, but Billy's not comfortable with it. Sasha's all he has left and he doesn't want to lose her, said Tommy. I can understand why. He's just trying to be protective of his daughter, said Izuku. Me and Kimberly also have a kid, we have a son. His name's James Oliver, he's also about the same age as you. Me and Kimberly are training him to be the new White Ranger, said Tommy. That's great. I'm sure he'll be a great ranger, said Izuku. Thanks, Izuku. Now what do you say we get back to training, said Tommy.
Yeah,
said Izuku. For the next 10 months Izuku trained hard. Tommy and the other rangers taught him karate and many other things. Meanwhile, All Might had Izumi and the others clean up Dagobah Beach. Then, with less than 1 month away until the entrance exams, Izuku was back at the command center. He stood in front of Zordon, the other rangers and Alpha standing there behind him. You have done well in your training, young Izuku. You are now ready to receive the powers of the Green Ranger, said Zordon. Thank you, Zordon, said Izuku. Here is your morpher, said Zordon. Suddenly, Izuku felt something on his belt. He looked down to see that he now had a Power Ranger morpher attached to it. He took it off to look at it. Wow, he said. Tommy then stepped forward and gave Izuku his Green Ranger power coin. Here you go, Izuku. It's yours now, said Tommy. Izuku inserted the power coin into the morpher. Go for it, said Tommy with a smirk on his face. Izuku took a deep breath. It's morphin time, he shouted. Dragonzord, shouted Izuku while raising his morpher. There was a flash of green light. When Izuku opened his eyes, he realized he was wearing the Green Ranger costume. Oh my god. This is amazing. I've never felt anything like this, said Izuku in excitement. Damn right. You're now the Green Ranger. Make us proud, kid, said Tommy. Congratulations, Izuku. You now have the powers of the Green Ranger. Use it well, said Zordon. I will, Zordon, said Izuku. And may the power protect you always, said Zordon. That's it for Chapter 2 of Izuku Yagi, the Green Ranger. I'll be having a lot more of this series out soon, continuing the Izuku Yagi story. Remember, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and turn on the bell. As always, may the power protect you and see you for the next adventure.